Okay, so I'm doing a little video on the Newbie, me, conserving water. So I brought an extra tote. See, I knew I brought an extra tote for a reason. So my thought is to save my tank from filling so quickly. What I would do is I would wash my hair first and keep the water. Then I get in. And of course, well, you know, I kind of put a little bit more water in there and wash the rest of my body. And I rinse off. This turns on and off in the back. I rinse off with clean water. And with the water that I use, there's only maybe an inch in there. But it's pretty clean water still. So I'm a clean person. I don't like to be dirty. So anyway. As far as the black tank goes, I only pee in my toilet, and I try not to put the toilet paper in there, even though it's the toilet paper for camping. If you look, it's really thin, so it dissolves, but what I do is I throw the toilet paper in the garbage, and change the garbage, of course, regularly, which it kind of needs changing. I brush my teeth and everything. I use the water, but I use a cup. Always a cup. And then I'll either put the water down the sink or I'll put it in the black tank because I do not have my pump on. I do not leave my pump running. It uses battery. And if you want to camp for a long time, you can't be using your battery all the time. As far as the washing of hands, because I like my hands clean all the time, because I'm always touching the dog and stuff like that. I leave water, a bit of water in my pail here. And I use my soap, of course. And I'll rinse with a little bit of clean water, right? But I leave my pump, I only turn my pump on when I'm using a little bit of water. This is my towel for my hands, because I'm particular in that. I rearranged a bit here because I want to look out, you know, when I'm at my desk. But anyway, I went and bought a converter. When I first started, I bought this converter. This runs off the battery, the vehicle battery. You plug it into your cigarette lighter. And it runs off, so you have to, like last night I left the outside light on because I had my little paranoia going on, so I had to start Peaches today for a while and let her run. But I use my computer at night, so I'm making my videos, I'm trying to figure out how to edit and stuff like that. So I do not really use it during the day because we're mostly outside. I want to get batteries. It's important to get batteries for the radio because if you want to use your radio, you don't always want to be turning this on. So right now I have my lantern charging and I have my GoPro. Oh, my GoPro battery's done. Or is it? Because this thing lies. Nope. Not done, see, but you have to have this in a place the air flows through, so as soon as that's done it gets turned off. Candles can heat this area, and I want to point out that if you heat your front area all the time, you're losing your heat. You are losing heat because of the windshield, the doors, the windows. And that's why I put these curtains in. And I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference, especially if you're using your propane furnace, which I have to use because I have no power hookups here. As for making coffee, I just been boiling the water and pouring it through. It's easier than and way less quiet than using the generator. I'll tell ya, this generator is so friggin' loud. If I want to scare away animals, all I have to do is get that thing started. But I used it this morning because I wanted toast. And I was hungry this morning because I had 4 toast, which I don't normally have. But I like my campsite clean. I've cleaned it up and what have you. I take out my garbages regularly. I think that's about it. I do leave my water heater on because if you don't, it takes like a half an hour to heat the water. These stupid red rocks, I'm telling you, they're all over the place. It doesn't matter. I cleaned up today, but those are my tips from the Newbie, because it's important. I mean, if you want to dry camp and you want to make it last a while, you got to really conserve. Like, look at, it's not even half a tank. So I'm doing pretty damn good. But you got to remember, I don't drink that water. I bought distilled water. You can buy these for like 88 cents to $1. So that's what I drink. Oh, I gotta throw that in the garbage. I use my Brita, but that's the sink water. I use the tap water for the Brita. I think that's about it for now. I think. But I'm learning as I go, right? So, but I've always been, well, not always, but I was prepared because in my lifetime I had to conserve. I had to learn to conserve, especially on the acreage. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I said this, I don't poo in my toilet. I make sure that I go to the bathroom or I have the bucket. And I will do that because, yeah, once you mix the two, it becomes a hazardous waste. And I don't want no leaking of hazardous waste. But I'm enjoying my stay here. In fact, I've extended it 2 more days. And I might be going to another place that doesn't have a bathroom. So I will be using my bucket for sure. But it's beautiful here. Birds or no birds, I've seen the birds today. They come through. But it's nice. I like it. Okay, so I have another tip from the Newbie, which is me, because I'm new to all this. But here, it starts to get cool around 3 o'clock. It really warms up noon, 1, 11, noon, and 1. That's when it's really warm, which is beautiful. I love it. But 3 o'clock, it starts to cool. Once the sun starts going down, it starts to cool off. So during the day, I have my vents open. I have a few windows open just to kind of air her out, you know, keep it a little bit cool in there. But come around 3 o'clock, I close all the windows, I close all the vents, and I close the door to preserve heat in there. So, and it helps because I only really want to use my furnace when it starts to get cold, which is in the early mornings. That's when it gets cold. Not hypothermia cold or anything. Not like where I'm from, but cold. And it's important that you shut off the cab area. If you're heating this area, you are wasting propane. You are wasting heat. Because in any vehicle, I don't care what kind of vehicle it is, the cab area will always lose heat. It will always be the first to heat up. So, of course, I have that curtain. I've showed you that I have a curtain that cuts that off. And I'll tell you, the smaller the space, the more heat, you keep the heat. And you don't use a lot of propane. Because I'm almost at half a tank. And I've been using the fridge and the stove since Provo. So that's almost 3 weeks. But now that I'm using my furnace, my propane is being used a little bit more. But I still keep it cool, even with the furnace on. I don't hike her up because I kind of like the cool to sleep in. So yeah, that's I'm good at conservation because I've had to learn it throughout my life, seriously. So this summer we're going to do a little work on her. We're going to wax her up, make her look pretty, baby her a bit, because she's done a good job. Haven't you, Peaches? You're my girl.